Look who we have, little Kay. I know she needs a big introduction in our world, but I think we already know you as a dream sequence, but we need to let everybody know who gorgeous Tess Morgan is to us.
Yes, and she has her own fan base, being Leanne Morgan's daughter, but we have known her since she was a child.
A baby child. Mm-hmm. And I feel like Karen and I might be founding members, although I know your mom gets #1 founding member. I feel like Karen and I might be #1 founding members of your fan club. Would you say that's right, okay?
Well, we've always said she needs to be the stand-up because she is hilarious.
Y'all, without further ado, one of our favorite human beings on planet Earth, makeup artist, amazing human being. You don't have just one skill, but I'm giving you makeup artist because it is truly one of your standout gifts. And, of course, the wonderful, amazing daughter to our dear friend, Leanne Morgan. Tess Morgan. Hi, Tessie.
Hello. Thank y'all for having me. Make me feel like Beyonce.
Well, you are. You are in our world. We were just, Karen, before you came on, because Tess and I were sitting here checking all the things. Tess, I realized I've known who Tess was since she was 10, and I met her at 11 in a Cracker Barrel parking lot.
Mm-hmm. Is that the most on-brand thing you've ever heard? A Cracker Barrel, off an exit.
I love you. Off an exit. Who doesn't? If you have grown up in the South, everybody in the South knows you meet somebody, you give an exit, and you give you a Cracker Barrel, a Buc-ee's. Like, we love a defining area to meet somebody, and it's usually the barrel.
And the barrel, you can depend on having one close by, and everyone knows where it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's how long I've known her, and she was like this little woman. I said to Tess, I was like, you were like a little 30-year-old that I felt like was my best friend, because I was doing a drop-off. My best friend Katie was dropping me off to Leanne, and we were going to do a show, and she had taken Tess somewhere to get clothes for something. I don't know if it was a trip or a spring break or something, but Tess was in the car, and Leanne and I were driving on together, and I just thought, I love this kid. I'd already known of her. But I was like, who is this magical unicorn of a child? And you've just gotten more magical, Tess.
Thank you.
You have.
I agree. No, I'm kidding.
You should agree. You're amazing. Don't you? I mean, Karen gets to spend a lot more time with you now, which I'm sad about. That's okay. That's one of Karen's babies cussing.
I'm about to say Gigi might cuss in a minute.
No.
That's a dude might cuss in a minute. That's how we roll. That's why we all love each other. We get it. Who cares if a dog interrupts? It's our people.
So, Tess, you are right now at home in Knoxville, but you are recovering from a surgery. Tell us what happened.
We were on vacation, and I thought, I'm going to be rich, and I'm going to be wealthy, and I'm going to play pickleball.
Oh, I love that for you. Yes.
Mm-hmm. For the first time in a pair of Hokas. And
that's a very supportive shoe for pickleball.
I know, and you would think it would have protected me. It didn't. And I was playing, and we were doing fine. I was just running. I didn't twist it. I didn't step on anything. And I popped all the ligaments in my foot.
What? Like just a normal, like you're going for the ball, life is
going
good.
for the ball.
You're living
just like it was practically like I was walking. I was barely running. And I just felt something pop. I saw stars. And I thought, I'm going to vomit. I don't know what's going on. And then I started like limping on it. And I was like, okay, I think I just sprained it. I'm fine. And then it really hurt. And it bruised immediately. We went to the ER. They said, it's not broken. Just go to your orthopedist next week. And I was like, great. They gave me a boot. Walked on it for days. Felt fine. Went to the orthopedist. And he said, your toes are internally separating. We're putting screws in next week.
Well, and what Leanne shared with me was that it was so freak that it was like when someone gets their foot hung in a stirrup riding a horse. Is that right?
Yes, it's called like a Liz Franck. Usually it's a fracture, but this was a tear. And the doctor goes, this is so rare. He goes, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. And I was like, perfect. And he said, you're going to be off your foot for 10 weeks. And I was
10
like,
weeks?
10 weeks.
I hope you played the lottery girl. I mean,
I know. I was like, I have the weirdest medical things for a 26-year-old. I'm an anomaly. I don't know.
We already knew that, but in the best way.
Yes. Chuck doesn't like my medical bills, but
Well, Chiquina, you know what? He's done hard time for a reason, and that's why we love him. If you don't know, everybody refers to Chuck. Chuck is Tess's dad, Leanne's husband, and every once in a while he's referred to as Chiquina, which I think he's earned and deserved.
He has earned. I know people think he's my stepdad. They're like, oh, I didn't know that. And I'm like, oh, no, biological father. I just call him Chuck.
Chuck and Leanne. She always.
Chuck and Leanne. No, the old ball and chain, Chuck and Leanne. Yeah.
Oh, I just blew a snot bubble.
I know. I haven't called them mom and dad in a long time. Unless I need something, then I'll go,
Tess, I want you to know I did the same thing. Although you love your parents, I called my mom Judy and Greg my entire life. I've never, ever, ever called my mom and dad. I only call her name Mom in public if she feels like she needs. Like if I go, Judy shouldn't hear me. I go, Mom, and that freaks her out, so she answers.
I get it. Yeah.
Tess is such a utility player, not just with Leanne on the road, but also within her family. It's like 1 minute she is picking up her nephews from school, taking care of them. The next minute she is getting Leanne somewhere, getting her to the airport or getting her set up on her Zoom, doing something for everybody all the time. And she, for a while, drove one of those cars when they're moving a house on the interstate. I mean, she's done everything.
That's what I was about to say. What I love about Tess Morgan, and I think this is a life lesson for everybody, and this is why we had, because I'm sure some people are going, you had a 26-year-old on what I know so far? What do they know? Well, normally I'd say that to you too. But Tess Morgan, and this is what I love, it's also a testament to your mom and daddy's raising, and then you going, hey, love what you've created here, but I'm going to do my own thing. And I love that about you, Tess, because you are the definition, and I know I'm over here as your hype girl, but I always have been. You're the definition of I'm going to see all the things I do love and I don't love in my 20s and figure out what fits me and not do what everybody else says. And I want you to walk us through when you kind of went, nah, I'm going to do my own thing. Because I can remember you going, okay, I'm going to go to college like we're all supposed to do. Because you've got 2 older siblings who we all love and adore, who, you know, they follow their own path. Good for them. But you've always been the one that's like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
But I love that about you.
I am. I'm my own person. I'm my own person.
You are.
That's for sure.
You are. But talk to me about when you started, and I know we're all still growing into it, but when you started going, you know what, I need to do the thing that's right for me. Because I was in the car with your mom driving to some show when you were at, was it Sanford? Yeah. You were at Sanford. Yep. And you were like, really conflicted about this ain't my bag because you went to traditional college. And walk us through what that was for you, because you were like, I'm doing it.
Yeah. So I grew up in a very like traditional, like everyone that I went to high school, everyone, you get up at chapel and you say where you're going to college, and everyone did that. And so I was like, well, I got to go to college. And I'm dyslexic and I got learning disabilities, but I'm fun. But it's hard for me to read.
Yes, you are.
You are so fun.
Thank you. But it is hard for me to read sometimes. But so I thought, well, this is what I have to do. So I started looking at schools. I picked Sanford. Sanford was fabulous. And I was very lucky that I got to go there. But even starting in school, the more I got into these classes, I just was like, this just doesn't feel right. But I don't know why it doesn't feel right. So I just kept going with it. And then I went home for Christmas break, and I was like, I just don't feel right going back. It just felt like, I just don't know why. But I finished out the year. I decided to transfer to University of Tennessee, because in my head, it wasn't, what am I doing with my life? It was like, oh, the school's wrong.
Yes.
I'm not near my family. So I was like, well, let me just try UT. That was a shat show, let me tell you. That was stupid. I was like, this will be fine. I went into UT as a business major and went to accounting with 450 students.
No.
And I was like,
how terrifying.
I can't even do accounting. I cried every day. I thought I made a 36 on a test once, and Chuck was like, I'm so proud of you. Like, you got a point. I mean, it was awful. Oh, it was awful.
I love you. And so you went, look, you go to UT. How long do you go back to UT for?
I went for a year.
Oh, you did go to UT for a year?
Yeah. I went for a whole year. I barely went to class.
You
like,
were
I went.
enrolled. You were enrolled for a year.
I was enrolled for a year, but I hated it. And UT is a wonderful school, but I tried like 7 different majors. I was like, well, let me try child and family studies. Let me try business. Let me try economics. Let me try communications. I was like, should I basket weave? I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. And so then I was already planning to I was like, let me just take a year off. I go, one, I'm wasting money and I'm wasting time. I go, there's no reason to do all this. So I talked to my parents about that, and they were like, okay, let's just take a year off. And I was like, okay. So then I thought, well, I'll just go back to college. But during that year, I got thyroid cancer, and I was fine, and it was fine, but it made me really think, life can do anything. Anything can happen in life. And I thought, why am I doing something that I hate? I hated it at every step of the way. I thought, this just is not for me. And I cried about it, and I finally sat down to my parents, and I was like, I just don't think this is for me. I think I need to go another route. And my parents were unbelievably supportive. They were like, great. They go, you're good. We have, what do you want to do? Let's talk about what we want to do. And so I said, I love makeup. I love product. I love being creative. And I think I want to explore that. And so my mom was like, great. Let's go to New York. Let's look at the best schools for that trade. And I was like, okay. And so I did. And so we visited New York, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the city. I fell in love with the school. And we went back, and I said, this is what I want to do. And they go, let's do it. Sign me up right then.
And let's just talk about, too, how brave that was. Not great for your parents. Like, we already know your parents are amazing because we're lucky enough to have inside seats. But what amazing parents to say, girl, be you. We love you. We want you to shine in whatever way shining looks like for you. So that's a lesson to just let your kids be them.
Mm-hmm.
Let them
let's talk about it and try to figure out what you want.
Yes.
And not my dream for you, but your dream.
There you are.
And that is something that's so hard for parents, is to let go of their dream for you.
That's
so
right.
that you can pursue your dream.
Yes.
That's right.
And we had some moments like that where, because my parents worked so hard, and I think Mom's talked about it before, that she went to college and then she dropped out for a little bit and then she went back. And she's always been so proud of going back.
Yes.
And so she's always been like, well, maybe you'll be, like, are you sure? She was very supportive, but she was like, are you sure? Like, do you think you're going to have a regret with that? And I truly felt it. I was like, I really don't think so. I was like, I think college is great. And I think if you want to do something like that, that's awesome. But I had no insecurity about it and anything like that. And I was like, this is great. And my dad, Chuck Morgan, who is the most academic person I've ever met in my entire life, he loves math for fun. He is nut. He's crazy. He loves to do math for fun. And I remember like tearing up, being like, I'm so nervous to tell him. And he was like, because he works at Clayton Homes. So he's used to a lot of people that do a lot of trades. And he goes, that's awesome. He goes, we need trades. There is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing to be insecure about. He goes, that is wonderful that you know that. And it was just wonderful. Best that could have gone.
What an amazing daddy to turn to you and go, yes, do. I mean, we all love Chuck. We know he doesn't get to talk much, but we love when he does talk that he's saying such sweet things and just supportive, because not a lot of people get that. And that's just also a testament to why you shine so bright, because you do have people in your life that say, go girl, go shine. Because a lot of people don't. They get scared of that level of light. And you've been bright, shiny from the jump, sis. So that's amazing that you have parents that
and to have the courage not just to blaze your own trail, but to move to New York after being at UT, being in Birmingham at Sanford, staying in the South, and then just being thrown into New York City. I mean, that takes a lot of courage.
That's what I was about to ask next. Because I think New York was one of those places, and Kay, tell me if you're the same. To me, you either love it or you're like, get me out of here. Do I have a ticket out of here? And for you, when you got there and really saw what it was going to be, you talk to us about that, Tess.
I was on the airplane, looked out of my window and saw the city, and I thought, and I teared up again. I'm a crier.
Please.
was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. It was the most like peaceful moment I can remember. And I just fell in love with it. I'm a big city person. I like fast pace. If it's too calming, then I get anxious and I'm like, nothing's going on. And so I fell in love with it. My parents moved me up there. Chuck was like, get me out of this hellhole. He was like, he goes, this is too much. Even mom loves it, but she was like, she was like, whoo, she was like, I'm so happy for you. Here's your luggage. I gotta go. Bye. They were like, this is so intense. And I loved it so much. Oh, I loved it.
Will you move back to a big city, Tess?
That's the question at hand recently I do think at some point I'd like to. I don't think I'd like to necessarily raise kids.
Yes.
In a city like that, unless I was a billionaire.
Sure. Why not? Who wouldn't?
Sure. For sure.
I'll raise somebody's kids if I'm a billionaire. I'll raise somebody else's.
Yeah, I'll do whatever I need to do if I got $1 billion. But I do think before I do settle down, I think I'd like to move back to a city like that. Because I don't think makeup school wasn't super long. And then I had about to sign a lease to stay, and then COVID hit. And so then I had to move home. Yes. And so I didn't feel like I got the whole itch out.
Yes. Oh, that's well said. That is well said. I know. That just reminded me. Do you remember you were going to come to LA, and we were going. I had because I'm lucky enough to have a lot of glam squad. I call them my glam squad heroes. All my friends that work in hair and makeup, in every level, on sitcom to editorial to film, and Tess had just finished school, and Leanne and I were literally planning the trip when the world shut down. And everybody was like, oh, we can't wait to have, and everybody had done the schedule to have, I just remembered that, to have Tess come on set in every which way. If that tells you, boy, does God not have a plan. Because I remember we were all like, of course we were. No one knew what the heck COVID was going to be. In a ditch, Tess was just coming out of school. And because I remember us having a long conversation about you being so good at sci-fi and loving the sci-fi, like what's the word I'm looking for? Special effects. Thank you. I sounded like somebody's grandmama. Sci-fi. Special effects makeup.
But like you said, how God puts things together, too, because, I mean, now she has been on the road with Leanne. Leanne blew up right after that.
That's right.
I mean, it's been a gradual, she told me that from the time she dropped you at New York, her phone started blowing up because that clip about old people at concerts had just gone viral. And so it literally she dropped Tess, and things started moving with her career. And then Tess comes out of school, and she's on the road with Leanne doing makeup. I mean, how perfect.
I mean, I can't even believe it sometimes how God works. I mean, it was perfect. Because I look back at people in school, and getting in the makeup industry, especially in television film, is very difficult. Because it's a lot. You got to put a lot of hours in. You got to there's a lot to it. And it has just been laid out in front of me.
That's right.
Yep. It is a dream.
Right, it's right.
It's a dream.
And you also, Tess, were a credit to who you are. You, for a second there, and I want to say this on a lot of levels because people listen and be like, well, it'd be nice to have Leanne Morgan, his mom, walk in and do that. Nay. Let me say that Tess very much was like, you have been, always will be, a hustler. She was over there going, I got to book these four weddings. I mean, I can remember sitting with you in green rooms and you're going, yeah, okay, Leanne, and you're booking weddings. I can't do that. That doesn't work on my schedule. And I was going, there was no part of you that was leaning into that. It was something that worked out organically because your mom got to a level of busy. Yeah. And you were like, yeah, okay, well, this is a steady gig. Like I want to give full credit to the fact that you run a tight ship, sis. You're not
she's not a slacker in any way. And she hasn't been, because my mom's handing me this. She's really great at it. She did our makeup for a photo shoot. It was beautiful.
My lashes have never stayed on longer in my life. I'd like everybody to know that. I don't know what voodoo Tess did. Most people, they lift, but the Tess lash, I slept in them.
And I've also seen Tess leave the road with Leanne to go back and do a wedding that she'd booked a year earlier. And she's always has things going on and is a worker bee. So I'm so proud of you, Tess.
Thank you.
And I know we gush like your favorite aunts because we are. Even though you didn't give us that title, we took it.
You're my aunties, of course.
Thank you.
And of course, Tess never misses the opportunity to tell Leanne she would be nothing without her because.
And I believe that to my core.
Let me say, not only are you a large amount of material, but she always is glowy and dewy, and those are two things you can't live without. So I agree with you, Tess.
If you go to my mom's show, I'm 60% of it.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I'm a character. What can I say?
Yeah, she is.
But she'd look peak-eyed, and she wouldn't have an act if it wasn't for this girl.
See, listen, I'd be the first to own it too, because let me tell you something. If I got to travel with you, I'd be like, lay more lashes. You'd be like, tone it down, sister friend.
Down.
I'd be out there like Clarabelle the cow.
I love it. I love it.
And talk to me, Tess, about when because I think we just glossed over it for people at home, and I want everybody to know, because thank God you are healthy and strong, what it was like to make the decision of, I'm not doing school, I get a year off, let me figure out what's going on, and then you find out you have thyroid cancer. And what was that, like, what led you to understand that was what was happening? Like, what were the symptoms for you? How did you go, something ain't right?
I was gray. I was gray. Like, I guess because it's thyroid stuff, like, you kind of have, like, thyroid problems, and it can kind of lead into that. But I just looked so sick, and I didn't realize it. And then, so I didn't feel good. My energy was, because I hated school, and I had that and didn't know it. So I was so depressed. I was tired. I was gaining weight, like, uncontrollably. I was miserable. And everyone kept saying, like, is it your thyroid? And I kept getting checked, and it was fine. Like, the numbers were technically fine. And then I finally had a doctor that was like, something can't be right. Something's off. So then we finally started doing a little bit further testing. I did the ultrasounds and the biopsies, and they went in there and, like, looked at everything, and they were like, okay, no, something's off. And then I got it out, and I woke up from that surgery a completely different shade of human. Wow. I was glowing. I woke up from that bed, and I was a completely different color.
Did you feel different?
Yes. Wow. I woke up and was like, and I mean, I had a surge of energy like I've never had. It was wild how much it was affecting me. And because it was like a 6 or 7 hour surgery. It took forever to get, because it was so inflamed. And the tumor itself wasn't, like, crazy big, but it had spread to some lymph nodes. So they had to get, like, all of it out of there. It was night and day.
Honey.
Going into
and
it.
And how old were you? 20?
I was 21 the first time, and then 23 when I had a little bit of a relapse and had to go in for a little bit more treatment, but I was fine.
And, and you had to do something where you had to stay isolated for a while. What was that?
It was a radioactive iodine. Yeah. So you don't do, like, traditional radiation with thyroid cancer, and then chemo doesn't do anything for it. So you do so you go in there, and it's a terrifying scene, because you're like, am I okay? Because it's like a woman in, like, a lead-lined suit, in a lead-lined suitcase with, like, a lead-lined canister, and she hands it to you, and she goes, swallow that. And you're like, you sure?
Yeah, you're suited up, and I'm supposed to swallow it.
Yeah, I'm sitting there in a sweatpant. And
she's like, don't worry.
And I'm like, what? And they're like, just swallow it. And I was like, okay. So I swallowed it, and then you have to be isolated for 8 days or 2 weeks, and then you can't be around children for, like, a month, and then you can't be around anybody
pregnant. Even the dog
couldn't
come in, right?
Dog couldn't come in. So luckily my room at my parents' house has, like, 2 different entrances through the bathroom. So my mom would leave my food, like, and outside one door. She would text me saying, okay, I'm downstairs, so I could go out and grab it. We had to get rid of all my bedding. We had to get rid of, I couldn't use utensils. I had to use plastic.
Oh,
it was wild. Yeah.
That is bizarre.
It's a bizarre thing. And I was like,
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I remember hearing you say that there were, like, several people in the area that had that same thing.
Stop.
There is. So we live in Knoxville, which is really close to Oak Ridge.
Yeah.
Where Oak Ridge Nuclear Plant is. And so there's a lot of thyroid problems in this area. So that can lead to a lot of things. And then we had a lake house on Watts Bar Lake, and there was an ash spill, and it wasn't cleaned up correctly, I believe. Hope I don't get in trouble for that, but I think it came out that it wasn't cleaned up correctly. And there was, like, this big case study that kids between 17 and 21 had there was an astronomical amount of thyroid cancer. Because it's not normally at this age.
I know. Listen,
I know.
Karen and I were on it. We need to call Aaron.
It's wild because thyroid cancer it's not the most uncommon thing, but it's 50 and up usually. It's pretty rare to have it.
Yeah. That's why I was saying, I think, and I didn't mean to be here, give us your medical history, but I think, Tess, for a lot of people at your age, to be so young and in the already enough decisions going on, right? Mm-hmm. Then get hit with something as wait, what? As thyroid cancer, and how unbelievably gracefully and joyfully and with faith you handled that. And we're like, great, done, keep it pushing. I mean, that's always you, and I think that's what is such an amazing quality about you, is you've always been this amazing, I'll keep saying it, you're a bright, shining light, although I hate when somebody says that because I always feel like they're going to end up on an episode of Dateline. They were always a bright, shiny light. No,
someone pisses me off hard enough, maybe, but...
There's some people walking a thin line.
There is an SHIT list, and it's getting a little bit longer. And it's an intense one for me.
My mom has my whole life said she has a porthole to hell list. This is horrible. I'm going to tell y'all, Judy, if you're listening, because she loves to critique our episodes, okay? My mom has had a list called the porthole to hell. So it's people that aggravate her. And she said in heaven, she's going to have a special little window like a boat ship where she can look out her porthole and go, see, you were a butthole.
You're a butthole.
Judy. And she goes, what? Won't that be great? And I was like, no, I don't think love and light. Let's wish people better. But I like that. The SHIT list might be a little bit more.
Oh, yeah. I have an SHIT list. I would say the real word, but Leanne just walked in. I can hear her. She's not going to let me say that word.
No, don't.
Even though I'm 26, I'm an adult, but it's fine.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. The baby child. The baby child can't.
That's right, the baby child.
People ask, they're like, baby child. And I'm like, I'm a grown woman, full grown adult.
Yeah.
Say taxes.
The baby child that spell cusses. So everyone knows you're that way.
Everyone knows me as that person. I'm like, thank you.
Reasons we love you. I know this is why I love Tess. She can go off on tangents with us just as hard as anybody else. I know.
I've been trying to keep it in line because I've about said some bizarre things.
No, go for it. You know how much we love that about you. And Karen, poor thing, has to deal with me and my ADHD, so I'm over here like a small ping pong ball, and Kay will just smile at me like, Lord, Trish.
I just let her finish. She'll be fine.
Well, and another one of your passions, Tess, that I'm familiar with is sunglasses.
Oh, Lord. Tess Morgan, please.
I have a wee bit of a problem, and I want to hear a word about it. I love sunglasses. I specifically love luxury sunglasses, which is super twisted. I can't just be a regular person.
Do you buy the Amazon knockoffs just to give them a shape try, or do you always go whole hog? Because I buy the cheapies before I commit to the bougie $1 million pair.
I'm so lucky that our eye doctor lives in our neighborhood. And love him, sucks, because he's an enabler. And he'll go, you look. What are you supposed to do? Not get them? He's like, are you crazy? So I'm like, of course I have to get them. It'd be my last paycheck, my last amount of money. And I'm like, I have got to have Tiffany's. I'm just like, I have to. Who needs to eat? Who needs gas in their car? I look.
Darling.
I look like Beyonce. I look like Kim Kardashian, and you can't tell me otherwise. I have an alarming amount of sunglasses.
Give us a ballpark. Give us a ballpark, Tess.
Oh,
we took 200?
We're probably... I have an alarming amount of regular sun because I'll bring out a regular pair every once in a while to wear it in front of Chuck. Because he'll see a brand and he'll be like, where the H are those from? And you're like, shut up. F off. Yeah, you're like, And so I wear those sometimes, but I probably have 150 to 200.
What's the go-to pair right now? Your go-to chic, I'm hitting the streets, this is elevated. What's that current pair?
There's two different ones. I just got a new pair of Tiffany sunglasses that I got on sale at the eye doctor.
A bargain.
Not bargain. It was
couldn't afford not to do it. One of those, I'm sure.
You can dust with them.
Yeah, you could dust with them. And then me and little Kay and Mom went to unclaimed baggage.
How was that, girls? We need to discuss that.
Fascinating.
Okay, y'all, for you that don't know, there is an entire outlet. Is it in Alabama?
Yeah, Scottsboro, Alabama.
Scottsboro.
And for you that don't know, and I'm going to let the girls go whole hog because I have so many questions. It's a complete outlet for unclaimed baggage for all airlines, correct?
Yeah, they acquire it after it hadn't been, claimed, obviously. And and a lot of people say that's so bad. Those people, but I'm sure those people they didn't claim it. They probably collected insurance on it.
That's right.
And they just let that go. So anyway,
they're not stealing people's luggage.
No, they're not. Nobody's stealing it.
No.
And
I think it's got to go unclaimed for like a certain amount of time.
Sure.
Yes.
Which is probably it's probably like 6 months. I mean, if you're not getting your bag, it's probably on you. Fill out a form. I don't know. Not my problem.
Not my circus, not my clowns, but let me
That's
tell
right.
you, I'm going to get your stuff you left behind. So talk to me about going there because I want to take a special trip there. Is it worth it? What were your biggest finds? Ladies, hit me with this information.
I love it. I'm a sunglass person, so I got 2 pairs of sunglasses. I got a Gucci pair, which is the other pair that I've been wearing so much. And then they're like an aviator. And then I got a Dolce & Gabbana one. And then Mom got some Louis Vuitton one. I think we spent maybe like $400 for like 5 pairs.
Stop.
But let me just clarify this: the sunglasses are inventoried; they're not out of somebody's bag. So
Some
they
of them
do,
are.
but they're some of them are, but they
But they
also
have some
inventory a lot, and so but they discount those quite a bit. So
Yeah, so you can get like a new pair of Gucci's discounted, and then you can get a used pair of Gucci's even more discounted.
Oh,
Correct.
stop.
Yeah.
And do they have clothes and shoes and
they do.
They do.
was it bootleg? Oh, okay. Y'all give me. I can
I mean,
hear
care
all the
about-
mustard.
I
A shoe
wasn't.
to me is a little bit more used.
Yes,
Yeah.
I didn't know if they were new.
No.
Yeah.
No, and not, like at Becky's that you've come, it's not Becky's anymore, it's Marty and Liz's, but that's a shoe store that Trish hits every time she's in town. And those have been gently used like on a runway.
Right, or an editorial
modeling,
shoot.
or
Yes.
editorial
Yeah.
shoot, that kind of thing. So they're used in a way you don't even know they're used. They were worn like once or twice.
Yes.
But these are somebody's shoes. That
This is
have,
like somebody went to Italy and did a tour on them and then lost them in their luggage. Yeah, this is like somebody's been in Iceland. Yeah, like it's, you're like somebody used this shoe.
That's interesting that they don't have a vetting process at the baggage outlet that says, hey, these feel like they could be carrying hepatitis C and we should probably.
Like this is more of a donate.
Yes.
Yeah, and who knows? They may donate a lot of stuff that we
True.
don't even know about.
Right.
But I'm just
we
saying.
might just be looking at the best they can offer.
Yeah, but that was not as good as the sunglasses. Is my point.
Sunglasses and jewelry.
Yeah, jewelry was
Oh, how was the
good.
jewelry? Yeah.
Jewelry was, I mean, there were Rolexes in there that were like
Stop.
discounted, but still like 20,000. I mean,
Of
crazy.
course.
And so if you're looking for jewelry or sunglasses, I will say one of my mom's managers was with us and she got a Prada bag.
Stop.
The bag selection was pretty slim, but the ones they had were good.
She
We're
found
good.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me I know y'all said, well, what city is it in again in Alabama?
Scottsboro.
Scottsboro, Alabama. Y'all, we have to run, not walk to the baggage outlet. The girls are giving us firsthand accounts. What we know so far is that is a destination if you're in the area or if you want to make it a vacation spot. Do you?
You do you. I don't know if I'd fly in for
No,
it.
I don't think I would go there for a
I don't
vacation.
want to
what is
recommend that to people, but
What's the closest airport?
No, well, Huntsville. And if you're wanting to go to, Space Camp in Huntsville, then you can run up to get unclaimed baggage.
there
My
you
brother
go.
went
If you're
to
visiting
Space.
Chattanooga, because it's in between
Yes.
Chattanooga and Huntsville,
It is. It's
it's
only
like an hour and a half. Pop on
Yeah.
down.
That's
Okay,
right.
Kay, when I come next, can we go? I will pay the gas. I'll take you to a darling lunch.
We can do it, Trish. We can do it.
I have a shoe problem. Your sunglass problem is my shoe problem, Tess. Mm-hmm. And
I've now become a shoe person. And
I
that's
have a shoe problem.
terrifying because one, I'm in a boot, so I bought all these shoes for summer. Can't wear them.
Only
It's all,
one
it
of
puts
them.
my hips off. All my hips go down, so I'm in like a big ASS platform.
Oh,
an idiot.
it's a nightmare, isn't it? When I was in the car accident and when I got that boot off, the first place I walked was to the river to throw the boot in it. I mean,
I'm going to burn it in the yard.
oh my God, my hips were so. messed up.
I know, my good hip is starting to go. And I'm like, oh, my good hip. And I'm like, no, I'm 26. I'm
You're
too
26.
young.
We're going to
No one's
regenerate
I'm
it.
like, I
honey.
need to find a man, and I can't do that with a limp.
It might be your physical therapist that nurses you back after this. Who's to say? Maybe God
Well,
set that all the way up.
If you know a young physical therapist, everyone I know, precious, old, old. Everyone's
So wait,
middle-aged.
Tess, let's ask, what is your ideal partner right now? Like, if we're putting this out in the universe, because I believe God answers all prayers always,
100%.
who would be an ideal mate for our Tess Lucille Morgan right now?
A Secret Service agent.
Really?
Karen knows this. I
Yes.
love a man in a uniform. I'm very patriotic. I
I know, we love a man in uniform.
I wouldn't love a man in a uniform.
Now, does he have to be just in a straight Secret Service, or could he be a branch of the armed services?
Any branch will do. I love like a man. Like
Yeah.
I want somebody that's gonna like kick a door in if
Yeah.
needed. That could throw me through a window to save my life if needed. I like a beard.
Yeah.
I like
Somebody
I like
can chop
a
some
man.
wood. If the apocalypse happens, he's got your back and is finding you a meal that we can cook on the open flame.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I like a lumberjack.
Okay. Does he
I
have
do-
to? Here's another question. Does he have to be like super tall? Because I know your daddy's tall. I know you're tall. But
am
would you
tall.
be okay with like an eye level man?
If they're hot enough
Okay.
and can kick hard enough, I can do
Okay.
eye level. Because I'm 5'9" as a
Yeah.
girl. So, and my dad's 6'4", and then my cousins are 6'8". Like we got tall people.
Yeah,
and we're
that's what I
weird
was
about
asking.
that. Like when my cousins date somebody, my aunt will go, well, she's not tall. And she could be perfect, and she'll go, well, she's not tall. And she's afraid it's going to ruin the gene pool. I don't know. She's afraid we're going to have somebody short. And I don't know why, because we all walk in a room like giraffes. We're huge. And just tower over people. I look like I breastfed everyone. I mean, we come in, and everyone's like we're anomalies.
And so, and Tess is so strong, and I just have to interject this because when you were talking about he's got to be able to throw you through a window, we were on a flight several months ago, and I was in an exit row, and of course I answered that I could do that, and so. And so
She lied to the federal.
She
Yeah,
lied.
basically. But I lied and so I told Tess. I said, Tess, if anything goes down, I'm in this exit row. You've got to come take my place. And she
We were
said, she said, if anything goes down, I'll throw you out the window and screw all these other people.
And I was like, I'll shove her out like a duffel bag. Because I could kill Karen if I wanted to with my thumb. I mean,
She could.
tiny.
She could.
She's so
And-
tiny. I know when you hug her sometimes, don't you have to? Because Tess, you and I are both. This is what I also have always been kindred to you. You and I are who you want in an emergency. Tess and I both.
You are. You're both just alike. You're
When
both
I met her as a
emergency
baby.
contacts.
That's
Yeah.
right. When I met her little, I was like, that's my kid. Like, I love this human because you've always been
Yes.
like, what? I got it. And I was like, yeah. let's do it.
We have said our entire lives, if somebody gets arrested, something goes down, are you calling like mom or aunt or dad? And I'm like, I'm calling Trish.
Thanks,
I'm
babe.
calling Trish in Los Angeles.
And I will be
across
there.
the country, and I know you're coming. You're getting me out. You won't tell my mom until we have to, and things are good. We have all said. Maggie said it. Charlie said, we're all like, we're calling Trish. I'm not calling. You think Leanne? Love her. She can't handle.
Well, we
Can't
just
handle
Leanne's
the
got a lot on
crisis.
her plate, and we know to fill her in when it's handled. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
It's really just about management and care because
Yes.
Tess and I, we are emergency contact chicks and we get it. We get it. That's why I've always, I love that baby. But that's me in an exit row. They'll ask the question and I'm like, I'm who you want in this row.
Yeah.
I turn into
I want to look at a flight attendant and be like, I know more about this situation than you do. I'll figure it out.
And to clarify, there was a time I could have handled an exit row, but
100%.
after going through the accident, my neck getting broke, and all the things.
Okay, you've earned not having to deal with it.
Well, I'm much weaker now. I can only save myself. That is where I am in life.
That's
can
fine.
only save
And Leanne hasn't
myself.
been through a horrible accident, and Leanne can't use her hands. She can't open a jar.
No, I can't.
She can't open a packet. She'll go, Mommy can't. And I go, Mommy's capable. Mommy's fine. A mascara wand, too. She'll just hand it to me in silence. And so I go through and have to open everything in the fridge. Like I'm a caretaker. Like I'm someone's medical caretaker opening the pickles. And she'll go, Mommy has no strength. And I go, Mommy, better buck up. Do a hand squeeze. Let's get one of those.
Yeah, I'm sweating. I'm laughing so hard. Oh my God, I love
Chuck's losing his hand strength, and I'm like, I can't.
You're going to have to get them all some of those Bala bands so they can start lifting things when they're not. That's it. See? Tess and I, solution-based. We love that mess.
And Tess drives. Tess always drives. And she won't even look at you. She'll just say, drop your luggage and get in the car.
Yeah. I go, shut up. Get in the car. Shut your mouth. Because Mom, love her. And even Karen, love you. But you guys would just barely scoot that because you can't. You barely scoot it and just like leave and just drop it.
Just leave it.
Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
I'm pack muleish like that too, though. And Karen knows when I'm like, sack it up, let's scoot, ladies. But so thank you. Tess has been doing the heavy lifting.
Well, and I got a Tetra sit. If somebody puts luggage in a back seat like an idiot, I'm like, that's when I'm like, our country's going to hell in a handbasket because these kids can't pack.
Preach. I do the same at the grocery store. If I watch some child start to shove my avocados underneath all my good heavy like chicken broth, I'm like, who raised you? You don't know how to pack a grocery. Get out of here. These avocados are $2 each.
Yeah, no kidding.
I know. I hate to be that person, but I'm that kind of person. I'm like, everyone's stupid. And I know I'm not a genius, but I'm street smart. We figured that out. I'm street smart, not Mario book smart. And
that's
when
smart
people
still.
do that, it just like when someone blocks my rear view, like I can't see out of the back of the car. I'm like, who's driving here?
I'll take that smart any day of the week.
Me too, honey.
Thank you.
I'll take that level of smart any day, anytime, anywhere. You're
Same.
so magical, Tess. I swear. I could not love Tess more. We could have Tess on for days and days. We have to actually talk about what's happening for y'all in the fall, technically, because this is a big new step for you. And what, again, amazing nonlinear blessing to the way God drives your bus.
Yep.
Tell everybody what's a scooting for you, sis.
We, as in me and Leanne, because we're a package deal. I don't have my own life. It's fine. We are moving part-time, like temporarily. We are filming a television show, Leanne's sitcom, with Chuck Lorre, Netflix, and Warner Brothers. We start in October. We're filming 2 seasons. They sign on for 2 seasons, 16 episodes. We start in October, and I think we go all the way through April. And because it's getting so much closer, because we've had this deal for a while, and we've had touring and stuff, so we kind of not forgot about it, but just like it's not been on the forefront. And now we're about to film a television show.
I know, and you're going to be here.
And we're going to be in LA. We're looking at houses right now because we're having to rent. I'm treating it like a vacation because Leanne's paying for it, not me. And I'm like, we're going to get a house and it's going to be great. But we are filming and we're doing casting right now, and it's a good cast.
You need to tell everybody what your role is on this show. Not just you're moving with the familia, but that you are
the makeup artist on it. And I'm so excited. I'm getting in the union, which is
that's a huge
wild. It's
huge.
so exciting. It's such a big blessing. And I get to do moms, and I get to do a couple other people on it.
Oh, good.
And it is. I'm so excited. It's a good dream come true.
Tess, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited that you get, again, what we were just talking about. Take this back to 2020 when you were going to come out and meet all the, different ways that you might want to be in the business. And God was like, hold on, wait a second. And
gotcha.
Fast forward to 4 years later, and this is how it's happening.
And it could not be more perfect timing for Mom or for me, because it is. I mean, it is just like, if you just go through like how this all happened and what it means for me and my career, it's unheard of.
Well, and it's just such to me, a perfect example of how when you follow what's true to you, how doors open and things align, and it's not, you're not swimming upstream.
That's
you
right.
know, we always feel like we're swimming upstream and trying to make things happen and get opportunities. But when you truly follow your passion, it's laid out for you.
It just falls into place.
And I always feel like too, and Tess, tell me if you've felt this going into knowing makeup, but that when it's really what you want to do and it's aligned with you, there's like no resistance. Like you have does it make me feel good? I feel good. If I don't feel good, I don't want to do it. Do you feel like everything's kind of just lined up in a like, there's no resistance to it? It just keeps flowing for you.
It just keeps flowing. It's like, it sounds cliche, but it feels right. It just feels like natural. It just feels like it's always what it's meant to be, which sounds so like whimsical, but it does. There's no resistance. It leans in, and it just, it just like makes me go back to when it was hard to make this decision, that I'm like, I made the right decision.
See,
like there's no like.
See? That's what it's all about. Making the right decision.
Mm-hmm. So proud of you, Tess.
So proud. I'm excited that you're going to be out here.
What a time to be alive.
We're going to, girl, I will cook with you anytime, anywhere. I'll hike any trail. You can cuss me at the top or the bottom of it with you.
I will.
I know you're going to be on set all the time because those are going to be long hours.
They're long days, but
I will meet you anytime, anywhere.
And your emergency contact will be much closer. So if you
girl,
right, if I've got to hide a body,
got you,
closer.
Girl.
There you go.
There is a body bag in my garage. Don't ask questions.
Perfect. Yeah, because if something goes down, even if there's something happens on set, don't go down the hall to get my mother. She ain't gonna do it. She's gonna go, I don't know. I'm like, call Trish.
Where's Tess?
Trish is 2 towns over. Call her in.
Not a problem. I'll be like, who do you need? Go 2 sound stages over. Her name is Claire. Don't ask questions. Go inside. Yeah.
She's taking care. I know. Mom would go, I don't know. I think that's happened with age, and I think Trish is still young enough that like things don't frazzle her.
I love you. I think that's just my Botox, but I appreciate you saying that.
I'm getting mine done soon.
Oh, Tess, don't you dare. You don't need it, you stunning thing. Well, listen, I'll be the first one to call you to say, hey, we might need to snatch that back. I would never lie to you.
Thank
you.
But
you've got gorgeous, y'all have got good genes. Them Morgan jeans. Y'all got good, I don't know what happened over there, but praise tiny baby Jesus for them. Y'all just got that good gene set.
I hope it sticks, because I hope it's not one of those things where, like, you look cute, and then you hit, like, 36, and then people are like,
what happened?
What happened? Mm-hmm. Like, you look like you've been smoking hard, you know? Like, you've been, Mom always says she looks like she had a hard life.
No,
I don't want somebody to look at me and be like, she looks like she's had a hard life.
No, she does not, I swear to goodness.
Thank you.
We're going to do our fast 5 questions with you. Would you like to play right quick? I hope I get all 5 out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Gorgeous. We always ask this question just because I think it's so fascinating and very polarizing. Toilet paper, do you put it on the roll over or under?
I'm over. Now, I know Karen's got reasoning behind under, but I'm over.
No, I'm over too.
Oh, yes. I have reasoning for over because the cat would unravel it when it was over. And they couldn't do it this way. So.
Well, there you go.
See that? Brilliant. Okay. If you were an athlete of any kind, what would be your walkout song? Like if you're a baseball player and they're going to play Coming to the Plate, Tess Morgan, what song is your walkout song?
Countdown by Beyonce.
Ooh, that's so Tess.
Thank you. Thank you.
And not only that, as she's coming to the plate, there would be a wind machine.
Oh, yeah.
Wait till you see my wedding. When I walk down that aisle, I've planned it, and I'm like, I'm going to have wind. There's the cues. When I enter anything, it's a thing.
We're going to have a drone that flies in and gets you on slow-mo and sees the wind. I'm here for I will support all this.
Yes, and I want a breakaway outfit. Yeah, like I want a photo shoot when I'm walking out to this plate or wherever I'm walking out from. I mean, it's drama. I'm the queen of the castle. Don't get it twisted.
With your sunglasses.
With a big pair of sunglasses. I mean, you can't see my face. You don't know what. That's another reason why I like sunglasses, because I have a horrible resting face. And I don't want people to look at me and go, she's butthole. Because I'm looking at people going, you're an idiot. Yeah.
You're just like, she's elevated. Look at her. Chic, glamorous,
Rich.
breakaway glasses, breakaway outfit.
Mm-hmm. I want people to be like, she's rich. I'm not. But I want people to think that.
Tess, that's what I always say all the time. I go, I have staff. And by staff, I mean me. But I always go, where is the staff in this house?
Yes. Where are they?
I hate when
It's
the
me.
staff has off. It's me.
It's
but
me.
the staff is lazy sometimes.
Yes. Yes.
Let me ask you this. What is your go-to movie if you just want to laugh your butt off? What's your go-to?
Oh, gosh. If I just want to laugh.
Just something that you're like, or if it's on, you'll actually sit down and watch it. You know, one of those that you catch it and you're like, oh, now this is on, which is rare anymore that we all do that. But
This is a Chuck one, because we now have to watch it every time it comes on. But Pitch Perfect.
oh,
That's a dad thing. That's a dad thing.
Really?
Every friend I have, their dads will go, what is this crap? And then they're standing there and can't take their eyes off of it and watch an hour and a half. And then, Chuck knows every word, every song.
That is
he
hilarious.
is full of surprises.
He knows it. We moved me into New Orleans when I was filming a movie, and it was on his birthday. And his birthday, we had to share a queen bed, butt to butt. I was a grown woman, butt to butt, and he wanted to watch Pitch Perfect on an iPad. And I went, all right. He loves it. And so it's kind of become a favorite movie of mine, because one, it's a bonding thing, and two, it's always on. He always has it on.
It really is always on.
It's always on. And it is a good one. You can pick it up anywhere and just start a-cappella-ing the
And you
crap
buy
out of
in.
that. Yeah.
That's a great. And look, we're learning little Easter eggs about Chiquina all day long.
Yeah,
I
we are.
know.
I love
He's
it.
a character. He's a nut.
He is. What is your go-to? Let me say this. What is your go-to snack? Like if you're like, I need a little something. I need a little.
Oh, God. If it's sweet, it's a milk chocolate covered almond.
Ooh.
I'm not a dark chocolate girl. I know it's antioxidants and good for the heart, but it's bitter.
Not,
Bitter.
not for you.
Not my thing. But I'm a salty person. So I do like a cracker, like a Cheez-It,
Little
a
crisp.
goldfish, like a crisp.
A little snap to it.
A little something that makes your
Okay.
jaw work.
And you enjoy
Yeah.
a fruit and nut bar too, don't you?
We do love a Cadbury fruit and nut.
Those are delicious. Lord, if you can find
Mom
those.
wants them at our funeral. I know that sounds twisted, but she goes, I want everybody to get a Diet Coke and a fruit and nut bar at my casket. And I went, okay.
You're telling the right girl. Hey, I love a celebration of life.
There you go. You do.
Funeral family.
Funeral family.
I love when people just randomly tell me, here's my funeral plans. I'm like, copy that. I have notes in my phone for 4 friends who are like, hey, Trish, just real quick. I'm like, why are y'all telling me this? They're like, well, we know you'll get it done. Also, emergency contact and funeral family.
There you go.
So,
I
note
can
to
embalm you
self.
at any second. Yeah.
Anytime.
Because you grew up with dead people.
I did grow up with dead people, and I love
dead
a celebration of life on top of it. So let's go. And I love your mom wanting a Diet Coke and Cadbury bars. I mean, sign me up.
Sign me up. She's got her whole funeral planned out, which is kind of twisted, but whatever. How
for
great
it.
thou art will be
How
playing.
great thou art. I love it. Okay, last
Yes.
question, which we love and adore about you, and I know you're going to have a great one. What do you know so far?
We were saying this before, and I thought, I feel like I really don't know anything, but I feel like I know so much. What do I know so far? I know to follow your gut. I know to believe in yourself, and that you know what's best for you. I think there's an exception to that if you're a child, but and talk to your parents, because your parents are smart, which I always think my parents are stupid, but they're not. But I do think that I know so far that you know what's right for you. You know what feels right. You know what your future can hold, and you know what you can do to get there.
Reasons
Perfect.
we love you,
Is that a
Tess.
stupid way to
And
say
what-
that?
No.
And what I know so far is that you have such a bright future.
Yes. I sure know it too. I'm so tickled that we get these seats to it because you're just an amazing, epic, bright, shiny light.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on, Tess.
Thank y'all
you,
for
Tess.
having me.
We love you so much.
I love
y'all.
y'all.
This has been a dream. We could have talked for 2 hours, but I knew we were off the rails. As soon as I took y'all to the baggage outlet, I felt like, oh, Lord.
I know. I was like, don't get me on products. If we started talking about products, we would never end.
We love
Can't do
you.
that. I can't do that.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We sure love you, Tess.
Thank y'all. I love y'all.
Love you too.
Love you, babe.